Hey guys, welcome back to Soul Soil Wellness. Okay, so today I want to give a quick garden update, and it's definitely not the update that I wanted to give. Um, I had intended to do this video over a month ago. Um, but let me just kind of give you a little recap. So, in planning my spring slash summer garden, there was a lot that I wanted to plant this year. So, um, rather than do a lot of grow bags, because in case you don't know, I actually like or prefer container gardening, specifically grow bags, but I use other containers too sometimes. But I would have needed, my intention was to get 30-gallon bags, by the way. So I would have needed at least 10 more 30-gallon bags, which would have been a lot of soil. I decided to start an in-ground garden using a space out in my backyard. Well, I did this about just over a month ago, and at the time it started off really good, but I definitely have had some issues pop up. So let me just show you where I am now with everything and what's happening. Okay, so as far as what I have right now in grow bags on the patio area, um, this bag here has some beets in it. I had to replant them. The squirrels were all in the bags this year, and they ruined my first batch. So I don't know if these gonna be able to come in before it gets too hot. But I have some bush beans over here growing in a 10-gallon bag. The kale is still um, going strong. This is a dwarfed variety of kale, and I've really been enjoying it for my juices and smoothies. Lemon balm going strong. Strawberry plants, which to me, the star. And by the way, on these beets, yeah, I put these kebab sticks, skewers around to try to keep the squirrels out, and so far it's been working. But yeah, so my strawberry plant here is going great. A lot of strawberries coming up. Just waiting for some to ripen up and to get bigger, of course. I think the biggest one is the one down here. This is a I just planted some wildflower seeds in here, but nothing has popped up yet. So I don't know if that seed packet was no good or what. But my cherry tomato, which actually I believe is grape tomatoes, my grape tomato plant seems to be doing well in this 10-gallon bag. It's been doing really good. And then I have a jalapeno and a sweet pepper plant in here. And around the outside of this bag are onions. My potato plant here. And over here in this little area, I made a little patch to grow some corn. And this is another area where, when I first put this area down, I did not have this little fence around it, and the squirrels totally messed up. I started off with 9 plants in here, and they ruined more than half. So I had to start over. So right now it looks like 6, and at least they're close together in a block, because I know corn has to be planted in a block. So hopefully it'll work out. I don't know. We'll see. Now this is the original in-ground garden that me and my husband cleared out. There was some flowers growing here that would come back every season. So I figured, since flowers can grow here, food can too. So we cleaned up the area good. We laid cardboard down to to kind of treat the soil and nourish the soil and attract worms. And we started planting. I have onions over here. There's carrots in there, which yeah. There's radishes. There's turnips, and I believe there's Swiss chard over here. There are cucumber plants, my tomato, brandywine tomatoes, and then in the back there, there is one okra plant. There was two, but something ate up one of those plants. There's also a little basil down there between those tomato plants. All right, so let's talk about what where it's going wrong. Um, the in-ground garden, I don't think it's going to really work out this season. Um, so what's happening is I started to notice a few weeks ago that my tomato plants and cucumber plants, because both of those I started indoors and um, I started indoors around the same time. With the cucumber plants, I planted these outside the same time that I planted a few inside. And I started to notice that the seedlings that I planted inside, even though they were only planted around 3 days apart, are doing way better than the ones that are in the garden. Even the tomato plants, which I started all the tomato plants inside. They're brandywine variety. Um, but the ones in the ground, they really haven't grown much. But look at like this one here that's still in a starter pot. And I grew all of these from seed, by the way. Everything this year, everything that you see has been grown from seed. Um, and so the tomato plants over here are, in the starter pots are doing great, and even the cucumber plants. But as you see, the ones in the garden seem to be kind of stalled in in growth. So I think what's going on is last weekend. Hold on, let me flip this camera. Okay, so last weekend I was attempting to transplant my, oops, sorry, my Jubilee watermelon plant over by the corn. And when I was digging in the soil, I noticed that the soil is very hard, like clay-like. Now, when I did the embed gardens, once we cleared everything and put the cardboard down, we layered about 4 inches of a mixture of soil and compost, um, to make a good place for the seeds to land. But we also had to cut through the cardboard in order to transplant things and even to plant seeds. Um, but the soil underneath, but of course, some of that soil is going to compact down. That's just what soil does. But some of yeah, when I was trying to transplant that Jubilee, I noticed that the soil underground is very hard and very like almost like clay like. And so hopefully you can't hear the airplane. This mic is supposed to be noise canceling. But yeah, so um, I didn't transplant my Jubilee watermelon because I only I only planted one seedling for Jubilee, but then I did two sugar babies. And I didn't want to waste my only Jubilee and planting it somewhere where I'm not confident that it'll do well. So basically, the in-ground garden may not do as good as I think. I think the reason why the tomatoes and the okra and the the cucumbers, specifically cucumbers and tomatoes, are struggling is it could be that hard soil underneath. So I'm going to see how this season goes. I'm going to still, of course, take care of everything there. Um, and if I get a good harvest, wonderful. If not, this is a learning experience. And I've already planned for, I don't know if I'm going to do it for the fall, but basically, once I'm done with this particular cycle, I'm just going to do raised beds over in that same area, which is what I probably should have did in the first place. Because now I'm going to actually end up having to do the grow bags to plant the rest of what I need. And the good thing is that I planted a lot of extra seedlings. So fortunately, I don't have to go anywhere to buy any seedlings. I can still plant in grow bags and you know, plant these seedlings that are doing well, that are really, really ready to go into the ground. All right, so it's a learning experience, guys, but that's okay. All right, we'll see what happens. I'll keep you up to date on how things are going. And Also, I do want to point out one thing. There's another plane going over. One of the reasons that I was able to notice so quickly the differences in the growth of the produce in the in ground bed versus my seedlings was because I made a point to keep track of when I was planting things, where I was planting, and um, these seeds when the seeds germinated. I have a garden tracker that I use. I made it myself, and it has really been valuable because I can look back at the dates, see when I planted what, and like I said, if it wasn't for my garden tracker, I probably would be still questioning whether or not I'm seeing what I'm actually seeing, or questioning, trying to figure out, wait, when did I plant what, you know? So if you're new to gardening, track what you're planting. And I'm going to leave a link to the PDF of the exact tracker that I use. So if you need one, you have one right there. Just download it, no cost, and yeah, keep track of what you're planting so that when things happen, it's all a learning experience anyway. So you can be on top of things quickly. I'm glad that I noticed this because I actually was um, preparing to sell these seedlings, but now I'm going to keep them because I need them. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. I'll keep you up to date. And until next time.